I'm belligerent at this point is because
Absolutely not my fault.
SpoicyBean got her cult together and they collaborated forces with the Poop Coven for like 2 hours. So I have had a hard time. God, I'm so sorry.
A prolonged period of time.
For a very long, it's been a really long time to be like drowning in boob sweat and tears and vomiting inside your mouth at some point, right? We were talking about that earlier. Bird breath. Okay. So, how are you?
I'm great. I'm vibing. I've had this much of a G Fuel.
Okay, can I ask you, what is G Fuel? Like, I know it's powder. Is it energy drink?
So I mix the hydration one with the energy one. So it's like a Pedialyte, and if you put caffeine in it.
Okay,
and then I just drink that.
So you're saying I should never ingest it because I don't need caffeine?
You should not have it. You should never have even a little sip of it.
Oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so so you're amazing, and I love you. I like literally feel like there are certain people that I meet through streaming and I just vibe with so fast, and you were one of those people that I feel like the first day you got here, I was like, oh my God, she's amazing. She's so chill. She's so funny. When did you start streaming?
Oh my God. I think it was like a year and what was it? We have 16-month subs now. So it was like maybe a year and 4 months ago.
Oh my God. Oh, did you start? So you started during the pandemic?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that how you found Twitch?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I was like living alone in my studio and was like, I'm so like alone. Like I don't see people in person. I just like hang out and game with them.
Yeah.
And my cousin, who's one of our mods, told me about like these streams that he watched, and I was like, what the F is a Twitch? Like what is this?
Yeah. So your first, did you ever go on Twitch, or that was your first experience ever being on Twitch, was being a streamer?
Yeah, I watched a popular like WoW streamer because I wanted to learn how to be a better mage.
Oh, nice.
But other than
my
that,
God.
like streaming was my first experience.
Wow. Okay, so when you first started, did you go in with any like, I want to do this full time? Did you go in with any like preconceived ideas, or were you just like, I just want to interact with people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much just went in and didn't expect anybody other than like our little group of friends to like ever watch.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see like how our stream has grown, and now we have this cute little community that has a very kind of similar to yours. We have like a very charity focused mentality. Which is why when we have friends who are doing charity work, it's very fun to send them over and let them do their work.
I can see that. Yeah. So, that's great. Yeah, I can see what you mean. So did you start off doing it as a charity, or was that something you found like later on with sequoia trees and stuff?
Sequoia trees.
I can see that sequoia might be a problem with charities.
Yeah, I didn't expect to like hit affiliate. So when I did, I was like, oh man, I'm like making a little bit of money off of this now. And I didn't like need that additional income because I work in like tech. So I provide for myself. I don't need like the additional income. I didn't know what I'd do with it. So pancreatic cancer took one of my family members a few years ago.
I'm so sorry.
And there's so many people have been affected by many forms of cancer, as you know.
It's always one of those causes that pretty much no matter what variation it is, people rally behind it because it's affected almost everyone. Like almost everyone knows somebody who was affected with it. I'm so sorry, but that's like, so do you still work in the tech company?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I work full time and then I just stream like 3 days a week for fun to let off steam.
Oh my God. So would you ever go full time, or do you prefer having it as something that's like a hobby kind of thing?
I don't know. I've thought about it a lot, kind of. Like we talk with the mods and our like close friends and my friends that are full-time streamers. And I don't know, because right now it's really nice that like I have the flexibility to be like, oh, I can just take like a day off or a week off, or I had to take a month
Right.
off when a family member passed like last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to be like, if I take a month off, it's fine because
Yeah.
it's not like my income. It's just we're everything we get, we donate my Twitch payout. So it's really important to me, but it's
Right.
not like
It's
I
not what
rely
you're
on it
it's
to pay
not
my
you're
bills.
living off it. Right. I
Yeah.
think that's actually kind of if it's not something that like is a driving force, like I want to be full time, I actually think that I can see so many benefits of doing it as a hobby and doing something that you
Yeah.
just sort of enjoy the company of others. And I know you do a lot of like media reviews. You were watching the craziest show the other night. I was watching with you and I was literally late for my stream watching your stream. So I was like, I wanted to see who he eliminated, and I was like, what? And your reaction, you like pause the show and you're like, he better eliminate the brown-haired girl because I'm pretty sure she's a racist, so she needs to go. And then he eliminated her and you were like, yes, oh my God. And it was so addicting watching because I feel like it does feel like you're just hanging out with your friends and like watching TV. So have you ever come up with like sort of content, or you just are like, I'm gonna do what I want, and like, because you don't really have to, like, it's not like the major goal, right?
Yeah, I think we do sometimes, like they're few and far between, but we do sometimes have like event streams or like things that are more planned out.
Right.
But I think especially since I work like a job that's a little bit more demanding or has like longer hours, it's more difficult to put together like big things like that. But it pretty much is just like at the beginning of the week, I'll sit down and be like, okay, what do I kind of feel like doing? And because it's not like my job, it's really easy to just be like, oh, if on Thursday I'm going to do like Fortnite, but then I sit down to stream on Thursday and I don't want to play Fortnite. Right. It's really easy to be like, well, F that. I'm going to watch YouTube instead.
You do have a lot. I think that sometimes people, like, I don't want to say glamorize becoming full-time, because it is my full-time and I like love it. It brings, when I decided to go full-time, I had so many side hustles, but streaming was always like my priority. But then I was like, when I finally took the leap, I was like terrified, because it is really scary, right? Like, you can't take really time off, and like you feel like, you have to sort of adhere to things, and there's more pressure on yourself to also, like, even though people must be like, no one's pressuring you, but you put pressure on yourself to like, you want to keep pushing and keep going, right? So I can see that, like, people think it's like a lot easier. Once you're full-time, it becomes super easy. It's really when the hard work starts, right? Yeah. So you're a perfect example of, like, if it's not a calling you, like a driving force, like, you can have the freedom of enjoying stream. And I love that you give back to charities with your community. That's literally like the best of all the worlds, right? Do you love your tech job? Is that like something you've done for a long time?
I've been there for coming up on 4 years, actually.
Wow.
You know what? I think I passed 4 years. It was at the beginning of May that I came on.
Congrats! Oh my God! So are you like tech savvy and stuff?
I don't think
I'm asking for a friend over here.
I consider myself not tech savvy. But like I think that I'm more than I give myself credit for. So I do like project management and stuff. Okay. So I oversee people who are more tech savvy than me, which I'm sure gets annoying to them.
Coding stuff, right?
Very minimal. Okay. I like the only coding that I know is SQL, which is a language that it's not really coding. You're basically just like writing code that like pulls like data queries. Like you write a code that asks for data from a database, and then it gives you the data that you asked for. It's very minimal, and I'm really bad at it.
You're speaking like beep boop, only like Nair and Naklus, and I'm sure some people, I have no idea. We joke that Nair is a robot. I have no idea what you're talking about. I took one computer science class in college, and I almost was not able to get into med school because of it. So like it was the worst class I ever took. I took so many hard classes, and that one was, I think anyone who could do even any variation of computer science, I'm like, I bow down at your feet, because like, what the fuck? Like, never. So is this something like, what's kind of fun is you're one of the streamers that aren't like full-time and like, or at least trying to get full-time. So I kind of am just interested about, like, do you see yourself doing this forever? Like, do you just want to do it? Cause you're just doing it for, like, there's no like end goal sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's interesting with tech because there's a very like high turnover, especially like I work in a larger tech company and
Mhm.
turnover is really high. Like people stay in my tech company for maybe 1 or 2 years and then they go to a
Mm.
different one. And
Wow.
we kind of all like move around the different companies,
Hmm.
which is interesting, but that's not like the job style that I like. Like
Right.
I've been at my company longer than like I think 70 or 80% of the other employees,
Wow.
which is insane because
Yeah.
you'd think that people stay at their job.
Hmm.
But it's like higher stress than the kind of job that I would like. So I also ended up there like kind of by accident. Like I went from working retail to like contracting with tech companies, and then I just there was an opening, and my boss at the time told me to apply, so I did, and I've been there for 4 years. So it's not like
Wow.
my dream or anything to work for a large tech company. So
Why,
I don't know.
why is there so much turnover? Just because it's
Um,
more grueling?
it's grueling work, and like I feel like the culture of tech is that like you get a job, and then you use that job to like build connections
Hmm.
and kind of like climb up the ladder to see as high as you can get as quickly as you can get because
Mm.
the hours suck and
Oh,
you're kind
wow.
of always online, just because it's a very fast-paced like work environment. You have to like constantly be like pushing and innovating, and
Wow.
it's a lot. Which when I first started working there was like normal and really cool to me, but now that like the pandemic's happened and I have
Yeah.
like streaming such a big thing,
Right.
it's not as cool to me anymore.
Right. And you have something that's bringing you joy in like other
Yeah.
ways. So I feel like I can kind of see that you're like, well, maybe. So is your biggest sort of reason that's holding you back from going full time is like the volatileness of the income of streaming? Cause that is for everyone. Like it is a volatile sort of, and there's no health insurance and no paid time off and all that stuff. Is that sort of what's holding you back, that like stability?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of that, and also like I love that we're able to give so much to charity, and I like at this point I'm not sure if like streaming for me is still just a hobby or if it's something that I'd
Hmm.
ever want to consider as a career. Like I
Yeah.
think since I've relied so heavily on like my tech job being my career, and it's been like my first like real like giant big kid job, I want to explore other big kid jobs before
Big
I would
kid
make like
jobs.
that decision.
Well, can I ask you, would you ever work? Okay, and like, I
Yeah.
feel like this might be like a crazy question because Twitch corporate gets a lot of shit, but like, would you ever work for Twitch, like in any, because they have job openings all the
Yeah.
time. And I feel like that with your experience and also being on the front lines as a streamer, like you would probably get scooped up in a second.
Yeah, that's actually really funny because when I first started working for the company that I work for now, which I never like docs or talk about, I took a flight to see my friends down in LA before I lived there. And the girl who
Yeah.
sat next to me on the flight worked for Twitch and she had just gotten her job. So we both talked about how scared we were to start working for our
Oh,
companies.
cute. Do you still talk? Did you keep in touch?
No, I wish we
That
had.
would have been cute. Oh, but you know what? That's really nice that you guys got to bond over that. I wonder if she's still with
Yeah.
Twitch.
I
Maybe
hope
she's
she is.
watching.
I'm sure she killed it. I'm sure she's killing her job. She
Oh,
seemed very capable.
oh,
But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
they're one of the companies I've been looking at. Hey, Twitch, do you have a job? Can I work remote?
I mean, like, I'm not even kidding. I've seen that's the one thing. A lot of the job openings, they do say that you need to live in California, which is like kind of
Yeah.
maybe an issue. But no, there are so many because I think Twitch is one of those things that also might have a lot of turnover. And I don't know if it's the vibe I get because I've seen so many, like a long time ago when I was part-time as a streamer and I had like 5 side hustles. I was like, oh my God, I cannot take the side hustles. I looked and I was like, maybe Twitch will have a job that will lend itself because as streaming being a, as I say, like the front lines of Twitch, you're like the face of Twitch. Maybe they have a behind the scenes job that I could do part-time too. And it could
Yeah.
be like, not so many side hustles. And they had so many at the time. I don't know what it would be like now because of the pandemic. Did that also exacerbate your company now with a lot of turnover because of the pandemic?
I think we hired more during the pandemic because we used to be like in office only. There weren't so many remote positions.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of offices, but they were all in like areas that were very developed. And because of the pandemic, we opened to like have more remote positions. And then they've
Mm-hmm.
kind of stepped back on that since now people are more in office, which is
Yeah.
interesting to me. Um, so it's for me, it's been frustrating because I got my like dream position in our company during the pandemic, but they refused to let it be remote. And I don't live near one of the offices that it could be in. So I had to turn it down, which
Oh
was interesting because at the same
no.
time, our like leadership was saying, oh, like there's no job at our company that can be done remotely. So it's
Do
been
you feel
very
like it
interesting to
could?
see. Oh, absolutely. Because it was like policy work. So you were just talking. You're just talking to people basically.
So why do you feel like your company wouldn't let you do that? Like, are they just kind of controlling in that way, or?
It's just like office politics, I think, which is it's
Interesting.
interesting to see like
Yeah,
that
that is really
kind of.
interesting. And it's also because it sounds like you're in a very like demanding tech job. You'd think that since they're
Mhm.
seeing high turnover, they'd be like, maybe we should let people have what they need, you
Yeah.
know? So you still work remote right now?
Yeah, I'm one of the only people in our org that's still full-time remote. But I
Is that
also
something
think
you're not going to give up?
it's hard because I like traded I traded living up in the Bay to like moving back down to LA to live with like my friends and be around people I went to college with. So I think mental health wise, I'm a lot in a better
Happier.
space, but I
Yeah.
do not live near an office where
But
anybody that I work with is.
that would be so sad that they would even ask that for you to like trade that in just to work. That's
Yeah.
like a terrible thing. You should want your employees' mental health to take precedent over office politics and having like a thumb or being able to monitor, especially if you've been with the company
Mhm.
for 4 years and proven yourself to be an asset. Do you speak Python?
I do not speak Python.
Sorry,
No.
I'm writing some Python right now, and I don't know what that meant. So, I mean, I remember vaguely, but I was like, okay. I was like, maybe you know what he's beep booping.
It is
And
a
then
beep boop language.
it is a beep boop
but-
language. I have a friend who has been working at Twitch for 11 years. I can ask around. I think that would be like amazing for you, actually, if you, because I really do see that you could have like the merging of your world in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you could still work from home, that would be awesome. I think like, do you also enjoy the being able to be at home through the pandemic, like the safety of it, the sort of vibes of being at home? Some people hate
Oh
it.
my God. I go back and forth because like I love the office environment, but I'm also such a big germaphobe and my dog's
Yeah.
so needy. He's like an inch from me right now. Oh, he
Yeah.
growled because he's chewing on his chew toy.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like it's been nice to be home with him and like I was so scared early pandemic that I like my friends had to come and drop off groceries for me because I wouldn't go to the
Oh
grocery
my
store.
God. I feel that. I was the same way. I mean, before they quote unquote it was here. I know you're not in
Yeah.
America, but like well you are, but like, you know, were you in your Canada when it happened and then you moved here?
I know I was in the Bay Area.
Oh, you were always in the Bay Area. Okay.
Yeah.
So when it hit in New York really hard, it was like right before, and they were like, oh, there's stuff overseas, blah blah blah. It was already here, whatever. But
Yeah.
I was wearing like triple gloves, goggles. I put my hair in like a cap, and I went to the grocery store. I had 4 masks on, my husband at the same time, and I kid you not, like people were looking at us because they had barely just heard it. I feel the same. I'm still cautious, like now. I still wear my mask everywhere. I Purell, wash my hands. Do you feel like you're still like also kind of in that zone too?
Oh my God, yeah. So previously before the pandemic, my job I traveled a lot and I remember I would get sick every time I flew. Like this was years before I even got my job. So I started flying like with the mask and I'd Purell like my seat before I sat down like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So like for years I have been like masked up anytime I travel.
But I appreciate though, because I feel like, you know, all of us endure different things, especially in
Yeah.
the earlier days. And I keep saying this, and I say this to the Poop Coven all the time. Like, you don't get to erase like the trauma we all endure just because you're like over it, you know? So whatever you want to do, you can do. But like, it's not fair to like look at me because I'm still wearing a mask, I'm still washing my hands, and be like, you need to get over it. Like, you don't get to, you know, do that. You know what I mean?
It's so true too. I feel like a lot of like you said, everybody's experience early pandemic or even throughout the entire pandemic was so different.
So and everyone endured like different sort of like especially depends on where you live, right? Because like
Yeah.
I live in New York, and March 2020 was like Armageddon here. I mean, no one knew what was happening, and there was literally like, I mean, you hurt. I mean, we don't have to rehab. It was so bad. So it was really scary. And I mean, like, I lost family members. Like, it was really,
Yeah.
I mean, my, I don't want to trigger anybody, but like my grandmother passed and we couldn't go to the funeral, and the CDC came and had to bury all people in hazmat suits. We literally watched the funeral through like the phone. It was just such a surreal time. And I feel like I appreciate that you also are still in that place, like, because it kind of makes you feel less alone, like that people still care, you know, like deeply care. And I appreciate that about you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you were talking about it on stream, I think last week or so, and it was
it pops up, yeah.
yeah. I guess it comes up still because I feel like people forget, especially companies forget that like we went through something very traumatic as like as a whole world, and they just kind of want to move on. I'm like, maybe let's
pace ourselves before we eat. Right. There's still people, right, sick, and there's still people like immune compromised. We don't get to just like unwrite that because people are over it, you know? But on a happier note, because, you know, like, you know, like, I feel like our whole worlds are sort of like revolved around that. I wanted to ask you more like, so what did you go to school for? Did you go to school for computer coding? Like, what was your experience?
I went to school for like 4 different things. I went to school for many different things at a time, and I dropped out like 4 times. So my current status is a college dropout.
I love that.
My parents are very proud.
So they should be proud. And can I also just say that it's kind of amazing? So you don't have a degree?
No, which is very fun when applying for college or like job applications, but I found that it's about how you write your application. So.
Can I just tell you that you are so inspirational, because everyone thinks you need to have a 4-year degree, and look at you with like a thriving career in a tech company for 4 years. And you're like, degree who? Wow. So what would be your advice?
You have to work about 1,000 times harder, but you can get to pretty much anywhere you need to be as long as it's like a not medical position or like a lawyer or something.
Right.
I do think that like college will fast track you, and like it's an expensive way to get the skills that you need. But I just worked from the very, very bottom up.
I'm so proud of you. Oh my God. That is actually amazing. A lot of tech companies don't care about your degree. Just show up and know your shit. Would you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I think especially tech companies, they care that like you're going to like work hard and that you fit well with the culture of the company. Even like not essential skills, but like coding languages and stuff, they have boot camps to teach you that. As long as you know kind of the basics, they'll get you to like up to the speed that they need you to be at. So if they can see that like you have that work ethic and you're a fit for the company, you're not going to be like this person who's not going to put the work in, they'll be more than willing to like give you a chance and hire you on. Which is basically how I got my job, is I showed that I had like the analytical thinking skills and that I was a fit for the team, and they kind of handled the rest.
Wow. I think that's actually really impressive, because like when I have a neuroscience degree and I have a master's in neuroscience, and I was going to go into the medical field, and I had applied to medical schools, and I was actually in interviews with them, and I had like this out of body experience where I was like, oh my God, I'm miserable already. I haven't even taken out the $200,000 loan yet, and I'm already, so I took a summer off, and I actually like have a cousin who was like, you should try an acting class. So I tried an acting class. I fell in love with it. I was like, I was an actress for a while, but a long time ago, and it was just like trash, and the industry is just like trash. But then it led me to streaming, because I was like, oh well, you know, I should get comfortable in front of a camera, and I should, you know, whatever. So I don't use my degree at all. Like, I was an EMT, I don't use it at all. And it's funny how like society puts so much emphasis that you need that degree to be able to like know what you want to do, but you really don't. It's sort of like, sometimes it's a barrier to entry, but most things you fall into because it's like the right fit for you, the right timing. And that's you're an amazing example of that. Oh my God, I see your puppy.
Yeah, Frank would very much like to come say hello.
Can he say hi? Oh, you can't have a puppy and then not show him. Oh my God.
I have a Frank.
Hello, Frankie.
What are you doing, Frank? Did you just chew on your toy?
He looks like like my brain when I'm spasming, he's like, he's like stalled out for a second. He's so cute. He's your coworker.
He is my coworker. Yeah, this is the dog that is the reason that I could never return to office, because we are completely uncrate trained. We are like social whatever. He's unacclimated to me leaving the house.
He is a pandemic baby. He is a pandemic baby. He needs you. Mm-hmm. He's adorable. He looks like he would like to crawl inside your skin.
He would love that. He needs to be touching me at all times. Or he will scream.
I wish that I have 3 dogs and not one of them will be my stream dog, because I scream too much and I cry and they think something's wrong the whole time. They're like, see, and you have a little guy, which is so nice because you can like hold him, put him on your lap. You could put him. Have you ever worn a backward sweatshirt and put him in the hood?
Oh my God. You know what I do is I just wear an oversized sweatshirt and then I put him in the front like a little baby and then he pops up his head. You need him in like a satchel attached to you. Yes. Now, I have a Great Dane, a Golden Retriever, and a Newfoundland. They would all crush my organs. Yes. I mean, Slate in particular would try to sit on my lap. He does sit on my lap, and my legs go numb. So. Oh my God. Not an option. But he's so cute. When did you get him during the pandemic? No, I got him right before. I got him about a year before the pandemic. Oh. He's like a shelter rescue, so he hated me leading up to it, but has grown very attached now. Oh boy. Oh, he was nervous when you first got him? Yeah, he was. I think he was a pretty like extreme abuse case because he was who do I have to talk to? Like anybody. Oh, I don't know. Some jerk out in Berkeley. He was a Berkeley shelter baby. But I see, that's the one thing that like I cannot tolerate is if when I used to volunteer at a humane society and I'd walk through and they'd have this, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it, but they had these like little stories on the cages about what happened, and it was like agony. I would like sit down and like make out with the dogs that let me like cuddle them and give them kisses, because like, and then I'd cry every day I had to leave because like I can't leave them behind. I was in like the 7th grade. Like my mom was like, we can't take any more dogs. I'm like, oh, just one more. just one. I'm so glad you rescued him though. I knew that I wanted to get another dog, because at the time I was living with my partner and we had another rescue named Beans. She was precious, and she was a little bit more like socially okay than him, and I was like, I'm getting another dog. So I went to the shelter and I found him cowering in the back of his little corner, and I was like, oh, I think I want that one. They're like, he doesn't like anybody. I'm like, perfect. And then I was reading I was reading all of his, like, they leave the notes where like, oh, we took, like, his original name was Kenny, and they're like, oh, we took Kenny out for a walk today, and they're like, he did okay, but like he was so scared that we had to have like somebody else take his harness off. And it was just note after note of like, they couldn't even get him to go for a walk, and I was just sitting there like sobbing. Oh my God, how long did it take him to acclimate to you? It took him a couple months, and he would just kind of like stare at me very scared and like come and eat food, but only if I wasn't looking at him. And then he would sleep on like my feet at the end of the bed, but if I tried to touch him, he'd run away. So I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna. Oh my gosh, wow. And is he okay with strangers, or like not at all? If they like come near me, he'll bark at them, but we're at the point where he will go and sniff a stranger, and if I'm holding him, he lets them pet him. Good for you. Slowly. That's so hard. Strangers, does he have like a tendency to growl at or be more aggressive towards like a specific sex, like man or woman? He does not. He definitely does not like men, but that's very common. That I feel like was the biggest thing at the shelters that I volunteered at, was like, is not good with men, or not good with other dogs if they were fighting dogs, you know? It really is like heartbreaking. I'm so glad that you saved him. Oh my gosh, me He's too. So cute. He is so precious. Do you know what kind of dog he is? He is definitely like mainly a Chihuahua, but he's long. I feel like he's mixed with something. Can I be honest with you? I don't know if it's the angle, but from the side, he sort of looks like a French Bulldog. I don't know why. He's like I don't know if it's the angle though. It might be the angle, because I just see like big eyes. Very and big. Half his face. So it's like I'm just seeing like the edge of his little face, or like oh no. What do you think?
No, he's
Where are
definitely
you?
Chihuahua, mostly. Maybe
Yeah.
like,
But he's got these legs.
and he also has a
Long.
white patch in the front.
Yeah. And his little feetses have white. He has little gloveses.
Oh my God, stop, he's so cute. He is so, so cute. I love him so much. So I wanted to ask you also, because if you can believe it, like I do this portion of the sort of like of the podcast is sort of my, if you could call it like our dating speed round. And normally I start it like towards the end, and then I've been noticing that the podcasts keep going longer and longer. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try with Spoicy. I'm gonna start it a little bit sooner because we get into like this whole tangent. So it's the speed round of the first date. So okay, what is your favorite food?
Ooh, oh God. Okay, I like green chili burritos. I grew up in New Mexico, so I think that's my favorite food.
I'm not even kidding. Almost everybody who comes on either says burritos or tacos every single time.
Oh.
I'm like fascinated.
Mine is a very specific burrito, but burritos are good, man. They're like a hug. They are
a hug. They are so... Okay, so Nair and Brady, they eat burritos the size of their arm, like a baby. It's like a small baby. They send me pictures all the time because I don't live where there are like carne asada fries. I don't have access to the things that I would like to have access to. So what's in your favorite burrito?
It's very simple. So there's a place called Twisters. If you've seen Breaking Bad, it was the setting of like Los Pollos Hermanos. But it's my old stomping grounds, and it's just green chili. It's got potatoes, it's got beans, it's got cheese, and then I sometimes will put... I know, but potatoes are weird, but it's because I want extra protein since I don't usually eat a lot of meat. Sometimes I'll put ham.
You don't eat meat? Spicy. Are you like a flexitarian?
Yeah.
Me too.
think flexitarian is the best term for it. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, 80. I'm like 80-20. Like 80% vegetables, fruits, and then 20% meat.
I think that's probably about where I'm at too right now. Maybe 1 or 2 days a week I'll have meat.
Same. Maybe. And it's usually because I'll get like, I can't explain it. Sometimes I just like need it, and I'd rather, instead of like depriving myself of it, because then I'll just like think about it. I'm just like, all right, I'll just have chicken today, or I'll have a burger, and I'll just like let that be the thing. Do you eat like any meat, or do you have limited yourself to like one meat?
I think it's interesting because I don't like the bird meats. Like I really don't like chicken and turkey.
I don't really like chicken either.
It's weird, dude. What's with chicken? Why does it like smell like that?
Why is there bouncy pieces sometimes?
Oh, yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like I can feel it. Okay, so when you get like, have you ever had Chinese food and then there's like the big pieces of chicken? I'm like, I can't do it.
The connector?
Yeah, like why are you so like I like chicken if it's very like small pieces and like crispy, and there's like no... Do you know what I mean by bouncy?
Yes. There's something. Okay, my roommates think I'm kind of crazy as well because I won't reheat meat. Like I will not.
That makes sense to me.
I will not reheat meat. It gets like a taste, and it's even like steak. I won't reheat, which is
me either.
The meat that I like the most is steak.
Me too. We live together.
Are we the same person?
Are we the same? I'm like you turned up to 1,000, but like yeah.
You're like me if I had any energy at all that wasn't provided by G Fuel.
I love you so much. But no, I love steak too. What's your favorite cut of steak?
Okay, so it used to be just like a little filet mignon, but now I've discovered beef Wellingtons. And I'm like,
that's so Gordon Ramsay of you. He
very Gordon Ramsay of me.
Would you make that yourself? It's really hard to make.
No, I've had to ever.
I was like, that's like one of the hardest the steak. I'm like, you fancy bitch, like that's hard. Even Gordon Ramsay's like, this is the hardest kind of steak. Have you ever had flat iron steak?
Oh, I feel like
good.
Yes. Yeah.
Flat iron and skirt steak are my two favorite, although skirt steak is a little bit fattier, but flat iron doesn't have any of the like bouncy. I have a thing for like, I don't like when things are bouncy in my mouth, you know?
Are bouncy in my mouth.
I like I would rather my meat be like dry and like tight. Nobody thinks what I think. Do you know what I mean? Don't leave me spicy.
Yo, dude. I don't know if that or you yelling, "I'm ovulating," is my favorite quote of the day.
I don't know. Can I be honest with you? I have sometimes I say things so quickly, like my brain works so much faster than my mouth that it just like all comes out at the same time. But here's the thing, like I usually know what I was trying to say. Like I often say I'm impregnating your brain when I meant, wait, what did I mean? Impregnated? No, not impregnate. I meant, I can't remember what it is. Infiltrate. But I don't know what I meant instead of ovulate. I mean, there's not many things that are comparable to ovulate. I don't know. Yeah, that was a highlight of my life. Thank you for that, Spoicy. It was your fault.
I'm ovulating.
I'm ovulating. And it was like, oh man, my brain just like really it short circuits, and like the first thing that I think just falls out of my mouth. I mean, it's really unbearable. Okay, but I want to go back. So wait, how do you like your steak though? Do you like it tight?
Here's the thing. I like my steak a medium rare.
Okay, that is not
but
tight.
A burger should be
loose.
Medium.
Okay,
it's kind of loose.
I don't like when it's
jostled.
We made it for a long time, I think.
We covered some serious topics.
We did. And then steak. The steak is what got us, man. Okay, no, so like I could not. I mean, like medium is like the lowest I'll go. Like I can't.
That's
if it's like,
fair.
if it's loose, I just cannot. Like, floppy, no. Okay, and then how do you like your? You like your burgers medium? What's on your favorite burger?
Oh God, that's hard. Fuck. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we watched one the other day that I thought would be really good. You know what okay, hang on. You can't talk about food with me. You know I spend 6 hours a day watching food videos.
Know that. That's why I brought it up early.
Okay. I had a burger the other day that really slapped. It was a thicker burger, probably like that thick. And then double cheese.
Ooh, what cheese?
I want an American cheese. Cheese. Yeah,
good.
Because I feel like Swiss gets lost.
It does.
Swiss
it
and
depends on what's
provolone, they
with
get
it.
lost.
If it's like a mushroom burger, I feel like Swiss is okay. That would be fine.
Yeah.
But if it's like, did it have like barbecue sauce on it?
No, because you know that I'm down that like Korean street food rabbit hole. So then it was a bunch of like crispy ramens, and I was like, yes, yes, melt that onto the cheese, and then some lettuce, which crispy lettuce, not like leafy lettuce.
We don't like floppy lettuce.
We don't like a floppy lettuce.
No, crisp. Okay, crispy.
And I think it was either mustard or more cheese and ketchup, and I think just like the more vegetable fixings like grilled onions.
Love it.
No pickles.
No, do you not like pickles?
I like pickles, but I like to eat them as like a Disneyland spicy pickle.
So you like solitary pickles, not pickles with friends.
A standalone pickle.
Okay. On a stick. That's interesting. I love pickles. I will have pickles with my friends. I will eat. I don't mean.
You like to share the pickle?
No, I meant like, no, everyone cease and desist this tangent. I meant like pickles with, with the burger. Oh my God. You like tacos?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about
soft taco though. Crunchy taco?
Only soft?
That's a mess.
It is a mess. There's no way to eat a crunchy taco without it like busting out the back.
It's a trap. It's a trap to make you look silly. Congratulations.
And when you eat a hard taco, you have to turn your head. It's all like
you gotta do one of these. You do a little.
Yeah, you have to work against the hard.
Yeah, this is a recipe. I'm 27 years old. This is a recipe for me to get a little crink in my neck.
Spoicy, I'm 30. Okay.
We're elder millennials.
I wake up and I'm like, why does this hurt? What did I do? I slept and I woke up.
You manifested the pain.
Like, my elbow pops today. I'm like,
that happens though. You're just extending and it gets stuck halfway. Like, why?
I swear.
You gotta try again.
To deteriorate at 30. It's like, no, and literally, like, you have 3 years of Spicy of like less deterioration, and then at 30, I swear, you wake up funny and you're like, I can't hear out of my right ear.
What?
I've had there are so many weird things that happen when you turn 30. Like, your body cracks everywhere. Every joint in your body sounds like popping popcorn. Like, popping popcorn all over. It's absolutely, this is terrible.
You just make your own soundtrack.
It would be like beatboxing. Beep, pop, 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 pop.
You're beatboxing as you dance.
Like, if I were to stand up and squat, my knees would crack absolutely. Like, there's no question. Okay. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, if you had to choose between tacos, pizzas, or burgers, what would you choose?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I would choose a pizza because a pizza's so versatile, right? You can put anything.
But what
on
about
that
if we change out tacos to burritos?
Ooh, burritos, I think.
Okay. So your order would be like burritos, pizza, tacos, or burgers?
I think we would go burritos, pizza, and then burgers. Because you can make a pizza like a burger pizza. You can put anything on that sucker. Like a cheeseburger pizza. There was a pizza place by me that did that growing up. You just you put the crumbled like beef on it and then like tomatoes and stuff. No, it's good.
I don't know how I feel about this. With American cheese on it?
No, it's still mozzarella. I think you can do sprinkles of American on top as well.
I don't know how I feel about this. I've never had a cheeseburger pizza. Have you ever seen how I eat pizza or no?
Do you do knife and fork or do you taco it?
Okay, we're not going to talk about this.
No, I need to know.
So much worse than anything you can think of.
What do you do? How do you eat it? Oh, somebody.
Oh, I shouldn't have brought it. I thought you had seen it.
There's a thing in chat now.
No, don't watch it right now. Don't watch it right now. Well, let me talk to you.
It.
Wait, don't. You'll hang up the phone.
This is my live reaction.
No, you'll hang up the phone call with me. This is my live reaction.
No, there's a fork. There's a dipping sauce now.
No. Oh, here we go. Well, Spicy, it was a great podcast.
This is extensive.
Oh, God. Nair, did you have to?
Hang on, why are you scraping the cheese off of this pizza?
Oh, no. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is happening?
You're going to be introduced to pizza goo. You're going to understand the art of pizza goo. I'm going to go.
Haley, I have to tell you something.
Do you do the same thing?
This is the most unhinged thing I have seen in a long time. How did this start? How did this start?
No, I was so hopeful. I was like, she does the same thing.
When did this start?
Oh my God. No, let me tell you something. Pizza goo. You have not lived until you've experienced pizza goo.
Why did you?
You have to, Spicy, you have to try it. Just do it. Just one time.
I will. I've been craving pizza anyway, so
you need specific pizza. It can't be super thin.
It can't be thin. It needs to be like a medium crust pizza.
It needs to be like New York pizza.
Okay.
And then what you need to do is you need a knife and you need to scrape the pizza goo off. And then you need it. By the way, so many Poop Coven members have done it and they said it is good. So this started when I was like 4.
Okay.
I've been this way my whole life. I have never been well.
I have never been well. Okay, I will try this.
Okay, I'm sorry that you had to see that though right now.
That was enlightening.
Do you feel like you know me better?
I do actually. This explains a lot. please expect my video reply by the end of the weekend.
God, I'm gonna cry. The fact that this explained a lot. Penetrated. Literally, OBS crashes. You watch the pizza video at the same time. I get it from both ends. Okay, I have to restart. I have to restart. Twitch won't take. I honestly though, my internet just but Discord is fine. So it's not.
Yeah, not even a blip.
No, honestly, I just take it from both ends, man. Take it from both ends.
I like how you returned to. I just take it from both ends.
Oh my. They didn't hear that. They didn't hear that.
I don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of we're back.
They have to believe that they didn't hear that part of it.
They heard that. I'm seeing a lot of we heard that.
So what I listen, okay? Me and Spicy were alone for a second. I was just explaining myself.
Don't say we were alone for a second when they returned to take your offense. I don't know if that makes it better.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, well, this one's going down in history, folks. I mean, this one's, ooh, oh, right. What? I was, I was just choked. Choked on my water. I tried to covertly take a sip and she didn't go down easy. Okay. So honestly, I mean really Anna just don't, she'll take it, because okay, so so pizza goo. You'll try it. Please tell me you'll try it. It's very good. It really is.
I will try it.
Okay. And I don't know what any of my other questions were because so many things has happened in such a short amount of time that my body is like, Okay. So wait, I have other questions. Oh, wait, food. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Oh, okay. Wait, can you guess this one just by looking?
I'm guessing pink.
It is pink.
I'm a genius. You didn't just point at your lights or anything.
It's a very astute observation. Was it the flowers? Was it the cow blanket? Was it the lights?
Was it the lights? Was it your water bottle? I am just very observant.
Is it the desk?
Okay, well, how about we'll do a hard question because I've never had anyone. What do you think my favorite color is? Because mine's hard to pick.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just curious.
I've actually been thinking about this because I try to see if I can think of people's favorite colors.
This is hard, and I'll give you a hint. It is not blue.
It's not blue.
It's not blue.
I was thinking maybe it would be purple. You give me like purple vibes.
It used to be purple, actually, so you're not far off.
Interesting.
It used to be purple for a long time, but now it's orange, like a deep orange.
Deep,
like pumpkin orange.
Yeah.
But
it's
my hair
warm
is technically
color.
Yeah, my hair is orange, but on camera it looks red because my camera hates me. Everything hates. Getting it from every end. So, but yeah, my camera makes it look red, but my hair is actually the color of my favorite color. It's like a ginger orange.
I love that. That's a very warm, welcoming color.
And pink is such like a hopeful, calming. I feel like a hopeful, calming, romantic color. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
like
think I can be a
pink.
A dusty pink?
Yeah.
So so not hot pink.
No. Well, I mean because their lights have to be hot pink because they're neon, but like this shade of pink, I think.
Like a druzy pink.
Yeah.
Pretty. Okay, what's your favorite number? Do you have one?
Ooh, I don't think I do anymore. I think I really like looking at the number 8 because it's so calming. And also if you tilt it to the side, it looks like.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with the boobs. I knew exactly. I mean, you literally got the word 8 out of your mouth, and I was like, boobs. I get that.
Yes, I'm a child, but it's fun to write.
It is fun. Do you do the snowman or the swivels?
I do the swivels.
I do the snowman because I'm a child.
Oh, I like doing that. Maybe I should try doing the snowman.
No, the swivels are so much prettier. The snowman is just because it's a habit. Do you connect your fours?
Oh, wait.
Like this. I have my lucky number's 4,
Yeah.
so like they're all connected. Do you connect it? I write mine like this. Do you do like the half square?
I think I do I do a mixture of both because I used to forge my dad's handwriting a lot to get out of school. And he connects his 4s, but I did not.
Oh, that's actually really funny that's how you learned if you should connect it or not, is if you, by forging. Wait, what is the word? Forging? I don't know. I said it too many times now. Have you ever had that happen to you where you say something too many times and then it stops sounding like a word?
Yeah. Yes. I've also had it happen to me where I used to say something because I thought it was a funny joke, and now I can only say it that way, which is how I now say fucking chiplap.
By the way, how much do you love it?
It's so good. I take it with me everywhere. I think I've
what flavor
also
did you
encouraged. I got the lavender one.
Me too. So you saw me use this behemoth, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, I need a behemoth on my mouth.
Yeah. I didn't realize saying, hey, what chapstick is that would cause you to descend into saying, I made that mistake.
Oh yeah, because the thing is that, so the problem is you can't say, oh my God, you just said it. What is wrong with me? Wait, can you say it again? Wait, what? I literally have just stopped calling. It's,
I started saying, what did I say? I said chip stack, I think. You
know that you and I both are having trouble right now together, right?
Yes, I know. I had to write it on a Post-it note. Look, have I ever shown you this?
No. Wait, you're blurry.
Focus?
Oh my God, yes. Chip stack. No, I'm not kidding right now. There is something that happened. Maybe it's like polluting our brains because there is a brand named Chap Kick. No, not Chat Lip. No, my God, forget it. I don't know what has happened to me with this word. I have word aversion to this word. There is something happening in my brain that I literally chapstick. Ooh, so it's because I think it's because we keep starting with the chip. It sets us off at a failure.
The chip, which is not in the word.
It's not. And it sets us up for failure because if you start the word with chip, you're like, chiplap. Chiplap.
Chiplap. That thing on HGTV.
Oh my God. It's really chiplap, right? Oh my God.
Shiplap.
I don't even know if I'm right though. It could be something else. Shaplip?
Shaplip?
I don't know what it's called. I haven't watched the show in so long. I remember the girl was famous for it. The woman and her husband, she shaplipped everything off all the walls. Shaplipped. Shiplapped. I don't really honestly know what's happening ever anymore. So yes, it is great. If you like gigantic things, you will like this.
It's very
chaplet.
good.
It's very good.
I highly recommend. And also you will never run out.
You will honestly, I've had it for so long. And what's the irony is that I started with the smaller one, which I can't find. And then Braddy used to make fun of me and say that it looked like a glue stick. And then she sent me this one as like a ha. Now what you gonna do with it? I'm like, everything. I'm gonna do everything.
It's a great like conversation starter because you just reach for it and
people are like, what are you doing?
They're like, hello?
What did you just use on your mouth? Is that Rogaine or something? They're like, what?
Are you icy hotting your face?
Right. Oh, good night, Let's Taco. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry. We've gone way over time, but like, worth it. Also, okay, so I asked you your favorite food, your favorite color, your favorite number, and then usually we are so over time. I'm so sorry, but one of the other things I want to ask you is like what your favorite TV show is.
Oh my God, I don't think I have one. Okay, there's a show called Twin Peaks, and that was my favorite show for a long time.
I've
think maybe
heard
that.
of that.
It's good. It was my favorite show because there's a video game called Deadly Premonition, which is one of my favorite video games. And it's like, if you ask the developer, he says it's not based on Twin Peaks, but it very obviously is.
Okay.
So I think
what's
them
the
as a package.
Because I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It is kind of like a murder mystery, but it's like a murder mystery like trip.
Okay, so we just got a very, very big rate. Okay,
Yes.
so well, that leads me to my last question, actually, which is perfect. Perfect, just butthole puckering right before the end. No breathing. Okay, so I wanted to ask you if you had like any sort of sayings or anything that you it's like a mantra that you live by.
I do. I was raised like primarily by my grandma, and her like one rule was just treat others how you want to be treated. And I think that's beautiful. I have always tried to act by that.
Yeah.
And I think that more people should enact that.
I love that so much. And I love that that's something that your grandma passed down to you. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I kept you way over and we started super late. So I'm sorry, but can I just say, Spoicy, this podcast was like, mwah, like, I love you so much. This was so much fun. I'm so sorry for just like everything, for all the things, but I adore you. Thank you so much for just being the wonderful, incredible human that you are and sharing your energy and your community here. And just, you really are. I'm so happy our paths crossed because I feel like you are one of those people that I vibe with so well. Like, I feel like I've known you forever, you know? So.
Oh my God, literally the same. I
love your face.
From like the moment we came into your stream, it has been
it's been beautiful. The vibes. Okay, so we just got another rate. Okay, so this was Coven Conversations. Our co-cast today was SpoicyBean. I highly recommend watching this when it goes up on YouTube. This was hilarious and one of my favorites of all time. I am Poop Witch X or Haley. This was Coven Conversations, and we will see you next time. Spoicy, we have to do another one, okay?
Yes, please.
I love you so much. And I promise this won't happen again. We won't go over time and make you like wait for forever.
We will cause no trouble.
No trouble. Okay, I love you so much. Bye, everybody. We'll see you. Bye.